Welkom bij alweer een nieuwe aflevering van Dubbelspel, de podcast van tennis en vooral vandaag padel Vlaanderen, want een special zou je kunnen zeggen over het WK padel dat er zo meteen gaat aankomen. Onze gasten, Philippe de Wolf, nog altijd niet geselecteerd voor het wereldkampioenschap, maar wel gedreven bezig met padel. We hebben Thomas Deschamps, de coach van de vrouwen. En we hebben Juan Pablo Abracadabra, de coach van de mannen op dat wereldkampioenschap in Qatar. Welkom iedereen. We zitten in een fantastische club, Philippe.
Ja, zeer mooie club. Ik was hier nog nooit geweest, maar ben onder de indruk. Gezellig. Mooie accommodatie. En het is wel leuk om hier te zijn.
En Juan Pablo, you know what pachanga means, eh?
Pachanga
it comes from Spanish.
Yeah, of course. It's party.
Party,
yeah.
Fiesta.
Crazy party.
Crazy party. And that's what you hope to have in Qatar.
We hope so. We will see.
Ja, oké. Thomas en Juan Pablo, voor de mensen die ons volgen, toch heel even zeggen dat we dit in het Engels gaan doen vandaag. Een beetje de voertaal ook, hè, Thomas, in padel. So we're gonna change to English because it seems that most people take English as their language in padel.
Yeah, I think also Spanish is a big language in padel. Also with all the Spain, Argentina, the big countries that dominate a bit the sport. But yeah, I think English is a really common language. I think if we are having meetings with the international federation, it's always in English because they knew, okay, not everyone can speak Spanish or understand Spanish. So that's why I think English is still the main language in padel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thomas, how did you get involved in padel? Because I think both of you played tennis. As many people who play padel now started with tennis. Same for you.
Yeah, same for me. I think I started padel when I was studying in Ghent at university, when a friend of mine just called me and asked, yeah, can you come and play padel? I said, yeah, why not? I didn't have a racket, so I went to Favoriete, the oldest club in Belgium, in Ghent. And there I played the first time padel, and then I really liked it from the beginning, and I continued to play really a lot, and that's how I rolled into the sport.
And how did it go with you, Pablo?
For me, it was a little bit earlier because I started in 91 in Argentina. I'm from Chile, but I was there for some school changes, something like this, and I started to play in 91. So it's 33 years old already, so I know padel from that time, and I've always played tennis, of course, and padel it was my second sport from that time. So
how was padel in Chile?
Chile really famous sport at the moment. Is probably second now. It's like in Europe, it's explodes everything now. It's they are playing a lot, but at that time we had maybe 10 years playing a lot. Then at 2000 something happened and didn't play that good. I mean they didn't build courts, and from 5-6 years ago, like here. The sports explode completely, and it's really famous today. Yeah.
But let's go back to the 90s when you started, 1991, you say.
Yeah.
Then the racket sport number one was tennis.
Tennis.
Yeah. Okay.
But the first country they developed really strongly was Argentina. I mean, the sport started in Mexico, but then Argentina, they played, but unbelievable. They had courts everywhere. Then Chile started also, Brazil, and but really, I mean, it was a lot of people were practicing padel, but not like today. Today is really common sport.
Yeah, and we see it when you have a look at the participants list for the World Championships. I think we have 8 or 9 Latin American countries participating.
Yeah. Argentina, of course, is the first one. Brazil, Chile, Uruguay, Paraguay, and they are
Ecuador.
all good. Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
We have to play against them, so it's gonna be hard.
And why hasn't there been a player from those countries who's got into the top 100? Not yet.
Because I think the competition is today is starting to be really important, interesting in over the world, and distances are complicated for them. So they have another circuit. It's AP1 A1 now. Yeah, it was A1 now, and they play another circuit. So it's not the same that Premier.
Okay.
But it's gonna coming. I think.
But probably there will be players who play well in that A1 circuit and then grow to the biggest Premier Padel circuit. Probably in a few years' time.
Yeah, it's gonna be like tennis in some years. I think.
Okay. What brought you from Chile to Europe to Belgium, Juan Pablo?
Oh, it's a long story.
A long story.
We don't have time to do it.
We have time.
We don't have time to do it. Better to study. I came in '97 to study in Louvain-la-Neuve, master in science, sports science.
Yeah.
So then I came back to Chile, and in 2013 I'm here again.
Okay. Like your former coach Gabriel Gonzalez, he also came from
Argentina.
Eh? So you know Philippe.
Absolutely. But I know his performances.
Yeah.
Semifinals in Roland Garros.
Long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but
okay. Well, Philippe already mentioned it. Padel has more of a history in Chile than in Belgium, because I looked it up. 7 times bronze in the World Championships.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic result. Okay, because we know that Spain and Argentina, they always go for the gold and the silver.
Yeah, Chile had very good players, but today, from maybe 5 years, competition is really tough, and we beat Chile last World Cup for the 6th place. And we beat them because our players also, they are really good, and Chile at the moment it's 8th, I think, in the 7th or 8th, 7th. But now our players are better, and we hope that in this year it's gonna be the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. The World Championship in Qatar. 2 years ago it was in Dubai. So you already, I think, know more or less about the circumstances, how it's going to be, Thomas.
Yeah, I think my first World Cup was in Doha, that I was there as a coach. So we know a bit the circumstances, the conditions, how it will be there. I think for us it's really difficult to practice with the circumstances that it will be there here in Belgium with the weather and stuff. So we practice as much as we can together as a team. But it's another kind of play there, of course, with the weather, with the conditions, another court, outdoor. That's why we go there a little bit earlier to have still some practices there to adapt at the circumstances, to be ready for the first match.
I played at the same site. I played the ATP tournament a few times in the 90s. And I remember that during the day it was hot. And then at night it was cold because it's the desert. And that makes a big difference when you play padel as well.
Yeah, exactly. And now we saw yesterday that the matches will start at 2 in the afternoon. So I think also for our how we put the teams, it will be we have to look. Okay, first team will play at 2, and then maybe the third team will play in the evening. So we have also to adapt our tactics about that, because in the last European Championship it was the girls played in the morning and the men played in the afternoon. So now it will be, I think, all the same at the same time.
But they never considered playing indoors because, for example, a couple of days ago, the 6 Slams Kings, they played indoors in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It was never considered?
No, not for this World Cup. No. It's outdoors, and as Thomas said, it's super complicated for us because we never know at what time we start to every match. So, and conditions are completely different. And when we played against Chile, for example, in Dubai 2 years ago, last match was completely humid and balls went down after the classes. So it's another sport. So we need to combine our teams.
But
can you explain a little bit why? Who do you choose to play in warmer conditions, and who do you choose to play in colder conditions?
It's a secret, huh? I cannot. But best, I mean, for me, the who plays really aggressive in big smashes, we put them in the first rotation, and then the physical ones in the last one.
Because the rallies will last longer if the conditions are cold. The ball is not moving that much.
Absolutely.
Not as easy out of the cage. So
I think for the girls it's a bit different because we don't have that much hard hitters with the girls. But yeah, it's also the opponent. Who do you play? It's so much things you have to take into account to make the decision who will play.
By the end of September, you had to give the names in the teams. How difficult is it? Philippe, we talked about it. How difficult is it to come to 8 players, both women and men?
Yeah, there's not really, there are not that much big tournaments in Belgium, and there's not really a ranking, I think, in Belgium.
Yeah, there is.
There's a ranking.
There is. Yeah, we have a Belgian Padel Tour ranking based on the 4 Belgian Padel Tour tournaments and the Belgian Championship. So, but yeah, it's really not easy because from the girls' side, the more and more players are playing and competing a lot. Also internationally, you have more FIP tournaments. In Netherlands, in France, and in England, so more players will play international tournaments. So it's really every time a really tough decision to make. But yeah, it's a decision we as coaches have to make, and you try to make the best decision for the team. So. Yeah,
but padel is always played in a team. So if you select one girl, you should select the whole team, more or less. Or not?
That's a difficult one. That's you also look at the sides on the right, on the left, and you think, okay, who will, like, for example, if you're gonna mix the teams, how they will play together. It's not easy, but the thing is now we knew the players good. So we know how they can play, what they are able to do. So that makes, and we see also a lot of matches. Every time when there is a big competition, we are there to see the matches. So we know the players really good. So that helps to make finally the decision.
We're not going to go over all the 8 names, but you see that it's a very good mixture of experience. We have a couple with Anne-Sophie, with Elena, who are in their early 30s or 30, and then you have some youngsters. So that's a very good combination.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting for the younger players to learn from the more experienced players. It's also a bit the philosophy of the federation and of me that I want to put youth also in the team, and I want to give them experience, and because they will have to come into the team and take the place of the older players. So that's why I think we have a mixed combination of the two in the team. I think it's a really interesting mix to do, and I'm really looking forward to the competition.
With the men, there's for a long time there were the same names who were always in the national team. Now you got one new guy, I think, Arnaud Messen.
Arnaud Messen,
Why?
It's because at the moment we have maybe 6, 8 new names coming, and very, very good young players. But still, the older ones are playing good, and they are showing a very good performance. Padel can be played maybe a little bit longer in a good performance as tennis. It's physically hard, but you can control your expenses, energetic expenses, and it's more a mental thing. We have to be really patient. You need to set our mindset and be there a long time. And for young players, sometimes they are playing super good in one set and a half, and then they lose the focus, but they are coming, and we are looking for this change. We have maybe eight good names playing.
So meaning for the next couple of years, competition will be much harder to get into the team.
Absolutely. No, of course. Now we have a very good player in both teams, international. Lena and Clément, they are playing super good in the circuit, professional circuit. But then we need more. We need other players coming and trying to be professional also.
But like Clément Gaines, he got into the top 100. He's now 102, I saw on the rankings. Yeah, but it's so difficult to get into that top 100 and to get higher into the top 100, because you really have to travel. You have to be able to get into the bigger tournaments. It seems almost, I'm not going to say because impossible does not exist, but it seems almost impossible to mingle with the best of the best.
Yeah, it's really hard. If I see the road of Lena as well, it depends on so much things of your partner. If you have an opportunity to play with a really good partner, maybe or start in the main draw, for example, then you get more points. It's okay. That's good for you. You have also points. You rank up in the ranking, and then other girls can ask you to play, and it can really go really fast. Because I remember that Lena played against an Italian girl, Carolina Orsi, who didn't have a ranking, but in 1 year and a half, 2 years, she is now top 40. So it can go really, really fast. Yeah. And you have to invest a lot, especially for Lena, Clément, the players here in Belgium, who has to travel a lot it's not easy.
Yeah, it's a big investment, because I saw that Clément Gaines is now in Egypt, and he lost in the last round of qualies. So it's probably big expenses, and there's no prize money. You only win money when you're in the top 30, I think. So that's
top 50.
Top 50,
I think it's starting to be
but there's
interesting.
still a long way to go. I mean, there's a lot of investments to do, a lot of traveling to do.
Yeah, when we see the prize money, for example, for the World Championship, the winning team, they get 90,000 euros. That's it, and that has to be divided amongst 8 players plus the coaches. So, yeah, I mean,
it's not bad. I thought it was less.
But anyway, when you compare it to tennis, but what we were talking about, getting higher up in the rankings, it's totally different from tennis. Okay, you have doubles, of course, in tennis, but you are the one responsible for getting up your ranking. And in padel, you need really a very good partner when you are good yourself to get up.
Yeah, in doubles, in tennis you have doubles as well. There's the double circuit, and there you see that a lot of players also changed during the year to find another player to get a better mix in the team. I think probably in padel, you see that at the top level it's starting as well, and even the top players are mixing a lot more than before, probably because they want to have the best team and get to have the best results.
And the amount of tournaments in tennis compared to padel is really a lot of difference. And I think in tennis you have every week, you have ITF tournaments, Challenger tournaments, you have ATP tournaments. And padel you have maybe 1 week a Premier padel, and then everyone is competing there. But also now good players are playing also the FIP, and that's already so strong now. The level of the FIP rises are so high now So it's really difficult to win points and to
There are too many players and not enough tournaments.
Yeah,
so that has to be rearranged.
But Thomas, you said that there are now more tournaments close by. You can go to Holland, you can go to France, to Germany. So that's also developing well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think now in Belgium we have also more international tournaments. So I think that's really good for the players to try to play these kind of tournaments and to reach a bit of points and to maybe open up their eyes to maybe you can play more internationally. And we also are trying to say that to the players. Okay, you have to try to invest a bit more to maybe be selected or be more competitive and try to reach a higher level. Not only play here in Belgium, but try to. It's not easy. Yeah, everyone has his job or are studying. It's not easy. So
you say it's one of your players on the women's team. She's 22 and she's also a teacher in kindergarten.
Yeah.
So combine it.
Yeah, it's really not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. I think in the holidays she's trying to play internationally and try to train. I think now also with the World Championship upcoming, she's really training a lot after her daily job. But everyone is doing this now in the team. So the combination of the two is really not easy. And if you see to other countries how they do it, how they
how do they do it?
Yeah, if you see compared to Holland, I think they have a larger budget to give it to the players to play more internationally, to have more freedom with their job. There they put more, they invest more in the professional players, and we are having a bit of a different view. We are investing more in the big base, in the youth. We are looking forward, okay, how can we look for more players under 10, under 12, and how can we make a good structure for them to play more padel, to invest in the future. But the combination of the two, it's another view we have, but it's not easy to make these kind of decisions, I think.
Okay, but Juan Pablo and Thomas, you both have a good eye on what's happening in our youth, because when you started playing padel, you had already been playing tennis. Nowadays we see that youngsters, 5, 6, 7 years old, they start not with tennis, but they start with padel. How do you see the future? Do you see lots of talents when you go and watch them?
In the French part of Belgium, they are not many players at the moment. It's I think in the Flemish part is bigger, and I can see a lot of little players playing and young players. In Wallonia, it's getting better every year, but I think we need 2 more years to develop that part. We are trying to do it. A lot of young talents, but not that much. In the Flemish part, I think is really developed, and you are doing a very good job there.
Yeah, it's still early. It's a very young sport in Belgium. It's only exploded like 5, 6 years ago. So you need to develop coaches. You need to develop a structure. You need to find the talents, scouting. There's a lot of things happening, and you cannot do that in 1 year or 2 years. It needs a bit of time. But I think everybody's getting more and more professional, and everything is better structured. So you should, in a few years' time, there will be some talents coming up who started playing padel from young and grew.
It's gonna be a new circuit for young players in Belgium now, and it's gonna help to get involved. I mean, more people and more young players. Yeah.
Okay. In 2021 and in 2022 we had World Championships, because we're here to talk also about the World Championship. We had one in Qatar, then we went to Dubai. Now again it is Qatar. Yeah, is there a specific reason that we always go there? That the organization is always there?
The money is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now you have a big investment of Premier Padel, who comes from Doha. So I think that's why maybe they still want to have the biggest tournament in 2 years there. So I think also when you organize this at the end of the season, I think there is the easiest way to organize it with the good weather. If you want to organize this in Europe, you need a really big indoor facility to do it, because you need, I think, 7-8 courts. So that's already a lot with outdoor running when you can do everything. So I think it's not easy to find this in Europe, but I think there they have so nice locations to do it. So, and we don't complain to go there. No,
no, not me.
What are your expectations for this World Championship?
I think we are fourth now, so we are
in the women's, because
in the women's,
we were sixth in the men's, fourth in the women's.
So we are now one seeded in the group. So I think the draw can also be really hard. We saw this also in Sardinia with the European Championship.
It's on Sunday, the draw?
Yeah, Sunday, around 1, I think it will be. But I think we have to be competitive and we show that we can be fourth of the world. So I think that's a really good job that we did last time. So I think we can have a lot of confidence as a team, and I think our ambition to be in the top 8 remains, and depending on the draw maybe to reach the highest place possible. But I think top 8 is is the goal.
Yeah, for us it's the same thing. We will try to get the highest position as possible, but it's gonna be tough because we have teams out of the two first groups, like Italy or Sweden. They are outside of this 8 group, so if it's hard, we can take Argentina, for example, Spain, Italy and Sweden in the same group. So it could be really, really complicated. But anyway, in the last World Championship, we beat Italy and we passed second the group, and we had Holland also and in the same group. It was the hardest group in the tournament, and we beat them, and we got a very good position. But nowadays, Italy is fully professionally. Holland, full professional players there. Even I understood that I heard Emirates they took 4 Spanish professional players
and made them
It's crazy.
But
Holland,
they do that with everything.
Germany, I think they took 2 Argentinian guys also, so it's gonna be really, really tough. But we believe. We have this hope to get a very good tournament.
As coaches, do you know all the opponents? Do you know, for example, America? Because that's like a country that doesn't really know for padel, but they're in the World Championship.
I think the big countries that we played also already, we know good. I think I have Lena also a good right hand next to me who knows a lot of players. So that's really handy to have her and talk about her with for the opponents, for the strategy and the tactics. But I think the more and more we are now in this world, so the more we know everyone good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How is that to have your partner, Elena, as your player, you being the coach? How difficult, how easy is it? Is it 24/7 padel that you wake up, you go to bed with padel?
No, it's not 24/7. I think padel is a big thing in our lives that we know for sure. We work together at the academy of Forte Reken, but I think we manage good to combine it both. I think I'm really thankful to have her next to me in these kind of tournaments, because she has really much more experience than me on the international level, and also for her for her as a player, it's really good for me as a coach to understand how she feels on court, how she feels with the other girls. Maybe they talk more to her than to me, how they feel on the court, and that's really an advantage to be together and to be a strong team there. Yeah.
And she and Anne-Sophie, they're a good team, eh?
Yeah, they are, I think, in Belgium, the best team that we have. They showed already so many times how good and they perform, that they perform together. Last championship in Sardinia and the European, they play unbelievable matches. So yeah.
But they didn't play all matches together.
No, they
Why
don't.
was that?
It depends a bit on the opponent that we play, on the tactics that we have. I think if they play together always, okay, we have a really strong team that can almost beat everyone, especially except Argentinian and Spanish girls. But then we have after them, we need also a second point to win the matches. So that's a bit the thing that I'm always thinking, okay, how can I provide to have the win, to have the 2 points? So that's why sometimes they don't play together and sometimes they play together.
How do you see your roles as coaches? What's the most important task that you have in the team?
What do you mean exactly?
As a coach, what do you see as your most important role?
Is it tactic or is it mentally or is it preparing?
Can we divide?
Yeah, you can.
Can we divide those items?
I don't know.
I think. I mean, for me, it's everything together. Because if you physically you are not good, your mental is not good also, and you know, I'm trying all the time to get everything together, and more holistic view of that part. Tactics without confidence is nothing, you know, and the combination in between two players is super important. Sometimes we have one player performing excellent in a match, but the other one is afraid or he's tired, and the combination is not good at all. Even if one of them they are playing really good, so
and then it's very difficult as a coach to
because and for me my culture and my point of view sometimes is not the same. Sometimes every time is different than my players, so we need to adjust. When I have Bram and Joris, for example, they are Flemish. They think and they feel differently than the Clément and Nazola, for example, or Max and Laurent. And Laurent is living in Spanish, so living different also, and thinking in a different way. And sometimes I need to coach Laurent in Spanish because he's feeling better,
message.
and then it's quite amazing. I mean, for me, it's a really interesting job there, and trying to get the perfect word and the perfect mentality. Sometimes I need to be hard, sometimes really soft. I don't know. It's
I don't know, but suppose that all of a sudden you have to coach the women's team and Thomas has to coach the men's team. Would that be feasible?
Always.
Because I think
but Thomas is gonna
be
be
different coaching.
Thomas is gonna be
women,
a new player of the male team because he's playing good, so he's trying to get involved in the male team.
Couple of years, we wait for Philippe. Eh? He's already not
too long.
For veterans, huh?
No, but it's interchangeable.
I mean, at the moment now. No, because we are trying to follow our players, and we have a separate process. So if you ask us if we can change now, it's possible, but it's not the best, because we are trying to be really involved in our players in our team and connecting with everyone. So Thomas is doing the same with girls. I'm trying to be really connected with my players. So it's not a good idea at the moment, but it's possible.
If I may compare with tennis one more time, at the top level, it's a mental sport. Everybody, the competition is so close that everybody can play great tennis technique physically. Is it same for padel? Is especially is the mental part the most important at the top level?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you hear more and more top players who speak also about they have someone to talk, a psychologist to
mental coach.
Yeah, a mental coach to talk with them, and you see more and more professional players to use this to put the extra percentages to reach the highest level possible every time. So you see that the sport is more and more professional, even also in that part.
So, for example, Spain, Argentina, they come to Qatar and they bring their mental coaches also. They are in the team?
Some teams,
yeah. Last World Championship, I think Argentina was there with the 3 best coaches there is possible, and they're mixed every time the coach. So that was really impressive.
The male team, they had two coaches for the male team.
Impressive to see.
And girls also.
I think with the 3 coaches, they mixed both teams.
If I can get back to the mental part, me on my level, I experienced that the momentum in padel matches can change so quickly. It's much quicker than in tennis. And you have to stay focused for like 150% the whole time, because it's like that, and a match can turn around.
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable, I think, in padel.
And in padel we have these tactics like the frigo or the fridge, I don't know, in Flemish you say frigo, In tennis you can't do it, in doubles, in tennis it's not possible, but in padel, yes. So we can see a guy performing less good or a little bit afraid or making bad decisions, and we go on him all the time. Exactly, and the other is becoming nervous because he cannot touch the ball. So it's super hard, and understanding that part of this sport is quite long. But Philippe is playing good in veterans. Maybe
I know.
I'm gonna watch him again.
Okay, Philippe, work on your physique.
Pressure. Yeah, work on everything.
Okay, we already talked about the draw, that it's going to be very important, especially you are 4th seeded. That's different. Now, do you have contact with the players now every day? Preparation-wise, how does it work? Because comparing to football, they prepare for 3 weeks, the whole group, they are together, and then they play their first match. But that's not possible, I think. How do you prepare for a World Championship, the main event of the year?
Yeah, I think we made the selection at the end of September, so we had 1 month with the selection to prepare, and then I remember 2 years ago we practiced only 1 time a week together with the team, and now I already say, okay, I want at least 2 times a week. So now we are training 2 times a week. I think with the last preparation this week we are training every day. So yeah, we build up a bit the way of training and to be more professional as a team. But yeah, we have some players who are not possible maybe to come to train with work with, for example, Marie Maligot. She lives in the south of France, so it's not easy to get her to come to train. So it's not easy for me to try and maybe mix some teams or try to tactical wise to try something out on the training court. But yeah, I think the more and more we push the players to train more, to not only paddle wise, physical wise as well. So we are step by step taking it more professionally, I think.
In the male team is a little bit the same. We put the accent on this week. I mean, we started 2 weeks ago, but this week is fully charged. And the physical part, I'm connecting with them. We started 2 weeks ago to put a little program, physical, to follow every day. So I hope they are good.
So for example, for Clément, who's in Egypt, you keep in touch with him, so he knows how to go about it for the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not concerning about Clément because he's playing more and more than the other players, and he will be in a perfect performance situation. So the difficult part for us is to understand how can we mix our players, because in a moment we have a very hard week in a competition way, and maybe one of them is physically not good to play against France, for example, in quarterfinals or something, and we need to understand how can we mix, and if one of them is physically not good, how can we pursue? It's complicated.
I think for that the World Championships it's a good experience because you're 24/7 together with your players, so you get to know them more. You can make a program for them, and on the other hand, you can steal with your eyes from the best teams. I guess the best players are playing, the best coaches are there. Do you go to practices from like the Argentina team or Spain team to see and watch what they're doing, and maybe
we can watch practices, but training against them, no. I don't know. Sometimes normally when we play one match, for example, it's just 6 players playing, and the other ones they are searching for a training match with other countries. That's but playing against the good players is not that usual.
They are with their bubble of 8 with their team, so they're not so much open, I would say, to train with other countries.
And do you have contact with the other coaches or the other captains?
Yeah.
And can you talk about padel with them?
Yeah,
we can talk with them.
Talk about them, And already we are now 4 years in the circuit a bit, so the coaches stay a bit the same, so we know each other better and better, so it's...
But is it also easy to come into contact with than Spain, Argentina, or do they, you talk about the bubble, you can talk with the coaches of France and other countries, but can you get into contact with Spain, Argentina, or do they try to keep everything closed and we don't want to share ours, we don't want to make you better?
I think we can go to them, especially we played Spain a couple of times, so I know the coach a bit of the female team, so every time I see her I have a little chat with her. So but I think we have to make the step towards them, but I think they are, especially the coaches are open. The players, I think it's more difficult, but to the coach, I think they are open to talk about paddle, to a bit discussing how they are doing it, but they are 24/7 on the professional circuit, so
for me sometimes it's a little bit easier because many coaches are Spanish or Argentinian, so
you master the language.
We talk in Spanish and we laugh together, and but they're really open. I think it's not a secrecy things. It's okay. It's okay. Good atmosphere between us.
You talked that the circumstances are great in Qatar. Are there many people coming to watch the games, or is it just the players, the coaches, some family and friends?
Yeah, it's true.
More and more.
Because it's a world championship.
Yeah, more and more. I think if you compare it, I think the last time in Dubai, I think the first days, there were not much spectators, but from starting to quarterfinal, I think we played quarterfinal against France. I think around, because Spain played after us on the center court. So at the third match, the deciding match for us, I think the stadium was, there was a lot of crowd there. So that was fun. But in the first matches, when you play on court 5, I would say, there it's only you, your team, and maybe some family, like you said, but for the rest, no.
Yeah. But if we compare the final in Qatar in 2021 and Dubai, it was different already.
Different. Yeah,
it was
improving.
almost empty in Qatar, and then in Dubai, and the year after was really really fully.
Are you anyway surprised that the top players are playing this World Championship? Because they used to have the professional circuit where they play for a lot more money, I think, but they still like to play for their country.
I think I'm not surprised because there was a rivalry against the two countries, because last World Championship Argentina with the male team beat Spain. So I think you see a difference between the European Championship and the World Championship. And the European, Spain is not on their top with the best players, but now I think everyone wants to have a revenge against Argentina. So that's why I think everyone is playing.
It's a huge rivalry.
I can imagine.
So they will be there, and Bella is not in the team Argentina for the first time in years.
But can we say that Spain is both in the men's and the women's the clear favorite this year?
I think in the women's team you can say it, yes. But I think with the men it's I think maybe 60-40 for Spain. Yeah. But I think Argentina has really good players, and also a bit young players like Chojas, like Augsburger, who are two really young players who are competing really good the last few months. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, and that was a question: is there going to be a reunion between LeBron and Galán? But no.
Hard to say.
I don't think so.
No.
If you see in Paris how they shake hands after the match, I don't think they will play with each other on the court.
During this week as a team, they can forget some differences, I think. But together, I don't think so. No,
I don't think so. I don't know what really
it's going to be hard for their coach.
The court, but
yeah. But they have so many possibilities.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What I was wondering about, so how, because when we see it in Belgium, in Flanders alone, we have, I think, about 100,000 players who play padel recreationally. But how can we make it internationally more competitive still? Because, for example, 2028, the Olympics, squash is Olympic sports. And I looked it up. Right now, for example, in the world rankings, the top 130 squash, for the men, we have 14 different countries. 14. In the women's, we have 10 different countries. Yeah, and in padel, in the men's, we have, in the top 100, we have 97 Spanish or Argentinian players. There is one Brazilian. Yeah, in the women's, you have one French girl, one Italian girl, and one Russian girl. So how can the sport open up competitively?
Yeah, it's a difficult question. I think now there are already more structure with the Premier Tour, but I think the amount of tournaments is not that much. But yeah, it's a difficult question to have more players from all over the world to play the same circuit, because you have other circuits that play, like in South America you have the A1 circuit. You have, I think it has to take more time because for example here in Belgium we have now some players who take the step at 18 or maybe a little bit younger to go internationally and to go fully professional. But I think more and more time will have to need to more players to take that step and make that decision to do.
Investments are really important to go forward, for one guy or Lena or Clem to be there. They need a lot of money, a lot of time and security to go forward, and for players that they want to get this professional way, they need to put a lot of money to practice be coach, to be, I know, to do some physical practices after you have the mental part. I mean, it's a lot of investments. Like tennis, huh? You know, when you go with when you go to Boliteri, IMG academies, or it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, but
maybe they should allow only 50 Spanish-speaking players in the top 100. So open up for other countries.
Oh yeah.
No, but I think you cannot compare those countries with our country, because they have like a history from the 70s to 80s. Yeah. And in the rest of the world, padel only started like 5, 6, 7 years ago. So I think we need more time until we see other countries coming up in the rankings.
But I imagine that they will want to become an Olympic sport as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
because that might be...
I think they're aiming for Brisbane 2032.
Yeah, I hope it can get Olympic as fast as possible, but I understand it's not easy to make it Olympic. But that's a bit, maybe some federations are waiting for that to have more and to reach more budget from the government to when they are Olympic. So that's maybe the next switch. It can be.
We're taking away time for you to practice, but we still have Philippe's questions. Probably Thomas knows, but you don't know Juan Pablo. But Philippe always has very
fast, short questions with fast, short answers. So who's your favorite player on the women's tour, men's tour? Internationally. Or Belgium?
I think for the men it's Ale Galan for me, and with the female, difficult one. For me, it's maybe Delphi Brea.
Okay. For you?
Chingoto is my favorite one. Yeah. Chingoto, and female maybe Alejandra Salazar.
Okay.
I love it, yeah.
Good. Who has the best vibora in Belgium?
Male or female?
Whatever you want.
Ooh. I think for female is Lena. I think male is Clément.
Okay.
Vivo Max is Deloyer from the right, and of course, on the left is Clément.
Okay. What's the funniest thing or craziest thing you encountered on a paddle court yourself?
Craziest thing.
No accidents or?
I once had a bit of an accident when I tried to run out to reach a ball. I hit the cone of the net, and I had to go to the hospital to get stitches in my knee. So that's maybe not the most fun part, but the most crazy part. Yeah. Sometimes it's dangerous. A little bit dangerous to go out. So
yeah. For me it was something similar. I was young. At the moment I was playing in the old courts in Chile. It's it's fully concrete. And I jumped to get a ball from the back glass, but I didn't calculate really good, and I took with my legs the net. Yeah. And I fell down on the other side of the court, and with my legs completely burned. It wasn't funny, but crazy.
With which player do you have the biggest discussions during changeovers about tactics? Which player in your team?
I think for me it's with Lena. Yeah, it's with Lena, because I think, and that I understand more and more working with her in the national team, her kind of way to feel the match, to feel how she feels the way of playing. I think we have good discussions in the changeover, and then I can adapt also about her feedback to speak to the team, to both of the girls. So I think it's with her.
Yeah, for me it's Laurent Montoisi. Yeah, it's quite interesting every match, but really funny. I mean, we pass from many different situations and mental things. It's quite good.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
What is your own biggest quality on a paddle court?
Ooh. I think my how we say it, over the years I understand more that it's really a team sport, and I think the steps that I made to also I coach a lot of young players to be there for my teammate next to him on the court. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, consistency. I think. I try to put that part in advance.
Okay.
Being solid and consistent. Yeah.
Okay. And I have one more question for Juan Pablo. What does Thomas have to do to be selected next time?
Oh, a lot of things. Now keep going and keep going.
Pay some money, maybe.
We will discuss after.
Okay.
Did you still have questions from our audience?
Yeah,
because people could send questions.
Yeah, we
also
have a few questions. So
okay.
Somebody would like to know what the biggest difference in mentality is between Belgian and Spanish players.
Ah, that's a good one.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I think the patience on the court. That's a really big thing. I think we have some, like in my team, almost everyone is coming from tennis, and then you see they have so much power on the course, and here in Belgium you don't get away with it, but you win a lot of points with it, to play hard, to play fast. But I think I see a lot of matches from the Spanish girls, and also if we play against them, there you see you cannot get away with it. So that's why I think the patience they have, and they are waiting for the right moment to accelerate and that's the biggest key, I think, in the way of playing.
It's a really good question, because it's something related to the culture of also. I think here in this part of the world, in the northern part, we're really mechanics sometimes, thinking about just the structure of the things. And in Spain we live differently, and we are chill, and during the match we are feeling this. They are capable to adjust and to modify their mindset sometimes, and they are much more positive also. So this part is completely different, and I'm trying all the time to get in to transfer that information to my players, and I think this is different. It's good. Really different. Yeah.
Can you explain how you practice, or can you talk about one practice? How does it look like? If you can do it quickly. What do you focus on?
A main tactical goal that I want to reach, and I want to try to implement in the training. But I know also from the girls that they really want to play, not to think too much, just play. So that's the thing that I combine a bit, the way of in the first part of the training to make them think about something and let them explore on the court. Okay, how can we implement this in the way of that I'm playing or with my partner? And then I let them play freely, and I try to be on the court and see, okay, this kind of situation we just practiced before. So think about this, how can you implement this in the way of how you're playing? So maybe I start also with one tactical goal and fill in the training. Yeah.
For us, we are putting the accent on intensity, because I have very aggressive players on the team. They are able to accelerate their volleys, for example, and all the time we are trying to put that part in advance for tactics, and all the time giving them some tactical issues to resolve, and playing points, open points, or half opened, situations, creating situations, tactical situations, and then the other part is, of course, talking about the teammate, the team spirits. Yeah.
Okay. I got one last specific question for Thomas. I don't know who asked, but they want to know if you can hit a portres from behind the white line.
Maybe I think in Doha I can with the circumstances, but here in Belgium I think it's difficult. I think not many players can do it here in Belgium, but I think I will try it in Doha.
When the ball bounces.
Yeah, when it's higher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so 1 hour gone already, so it's time for you to practice. You said top 8, but I know that you want to reach higher. Yeah. So we wish you all the luck, Thomas, Juan Pablo. Philippe, we're gonna try to watch it. It's worldwide to be seen, because padel. It's not as easy a television sport as tennis to follow. Just to see, it's so quick. It's difficult, but we can follow you.
Yeah, you can follow on the YouTube channel of FIP Padel, and there you can see. I think on every quarter is a live stream. Yeah. So I think you can watch every match.
Okay. Yeah, and all the dates from the Belgian teams are announced on the Facebook page of team Padel Belgium.
Padel Belgium. Yeah.
Voilà. Okay. Good to know this. Thomas, thank you very much. Good luck with the team. Juan Pablo, the same for you. Philippe, we're gonna follow as well as we can. En we schakelen over naar het Nederlands. We ronden deze uitzending af. Deze is het. We ronden deze uitzending af. We maken nu al een afspraak voor waarschijnlijk de laatste dubbelspel van dit jaar. Dan gaan we praten over tennis en misschien ook een beetje over padel met een van onze beste coaches wereldwijd, en dat is Karel Maas. Tot de volgende.